For all of you out there who want to own a home, but you don't know where to start, what the process entails, or maybe you just don't think that you would qualify to be able to get a mortgage, I made this video just for you. By the time this video is done, you're gonna have a very thorough understanding of what the home buying process is for the first-time buyer. And just to give you a little sneak peek, I'm gonna be talking about how you might actually be qualified for programs out there that you may not even realize that you're qualified for. You're gonna leave empowered and with the confidence that you need to become a homeowner and prayerfully walk into the home of your dreams. Now, I do have to warn you, this video is very lengthy, but it's because I want to make sure that I provide you with maximum value so that you're an informed buyer and you know exactly what to expect going in to this and understand what the full process is for being a first-time home buyer. And with that in mind, if you would do me a favor and go ahead and smash that like button right down here, I would greatly appreciate it, as it helps this channel out. In addition, please subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified when future videos come out. And if you're enjoying the content, please feel free to leave comments, as those also help to push the video out to more people. So thank you in advance. First thing you're going to want to do is make sure you take care of any credit issues that you have. If your credit needs some work, take some time to put in the work that's necessary to increase your score. Get an understanding of everything that you need to do and work on. It's good to check your credit report. In that, you'll be able to see several things. You'll be able to see how much of your credit is being utilized, what percentage of your payments is on time. You'll be able to see if there are any outstanding collections that are listed on your report. Resolving those things can definitely have a positive impact on your score and help get you up to a place where you need to be. You do get a free annual credit report each year at annualcreditreport.com. So feel free to check out the links in the description. You'll want to make sure that you have an understanding of what you need to focus on, and make sure you put the work in that's needed to be able to improve your score so that you can eventually qualify for or get approved for a mortgage. All right, so let's say that you are, now ready to start looking for a home. That's fantastic, but where do you start? The first step to purchasing a home is to get pre-approved with a lender, and being pre-approved tells you how much you can afford, and it also lets sellers know that you are a serious buyer in a real estate transaction. So the first part of that first step is just contacting your mortgage lender, letting them know that you're ready to get pre-approved. Prepare for your meeting by gathering all of the important financial documents and information that will be needed in order to apply for the loan. You're going to need to have tax returns for the past 2 years, pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements for the past 2 months, driver's license, and generally social security card as well. If you have a special circumstance, this is a good time to let your lender know about it. Anything else, any other source of income that you might have that would need to be considered in the part of the process. From there, your lender will evaluate all of your information, the documents you provided, as well as your credit. And then based on your debt to income ratio and your credit score, your lender will be able to give you a mortgage approval for a certain amount. Your lender is going to tell you about the different types of loans that can be fitted to your life. Now, a mortgage that's properly tailored to your needs becomes an instrument that could bring you to a whole new life. And that's why there's such a wide array of loan products that are designed to fit individual borrower situations, including first-time home buyers, military families, rural residents, and there's even national programs for doctors and dentists, and even many state housing programs that provide some type of down payment assistance. And regarding the different types of loans that are out there, your lender will cover this in depth with you. But just to give you a very surface level overview, there's conventional. Regarding conventional loans, some conventional loans will allow you to have as low as a 620 credit score, and you can get up to 97% loan to value covered with that type of loan. It deals with primary residences, vacation homes, and other investment properties. But check with your lender on the specifics. I'm not a mortgage lender, so you'll definitely want to consult, and just make sure you have all your details in line. This is just a general overview. In addition to conventional, there's also the FHA loans, which can handle sometimes credit scores as low as 600, and will provide up to 96.5% loan to value. Basically what that means is that with as little as 3.5% down, you could get into a home with an FHA loan. Just as a heads up, not all types of properties are covered under the FHA loan. Some condos the FHA loan doesn't apply to, so just make sure that you talk to your lender and make sure you have an understanding beforehand before signing any deals or doing anything. Just make sure that if you're going in that direction with the FHA loan, you understand what condos are covered and which ones aren't if you're shopping for a condo. There's also VA loans. You can get into a home with the VA loan for as low as 600 with your credit score. In some programs, and many times there's 100% financing available, which means that you can get into a home without having to have any money down. So it's a zero down situation where they'll fund up to 100% value of that loan. And again, your lender will be able to cover all this with you in detail. It does vary from place to place, and not all the same types of down payment assistance programs are available in all places. So just make sure you consult. There's also some programs that are out there that I've heard of for doctors and dentist programs, and some dealing with manufactured homes. But again, your lender will provide you with the specifics on that. Feel free to ask. Another thing that's critical to know once you have been pre-approved is learning how to stay pre-approved. Having a pre-approval letter from your lender, it definitely increases your purchasing power, but it's important not to make any financial changes that would jeopardize your eligibility. And even common things like paying off certain debts or failing to make payments can have a negative effect on your pre-approval status. So definitely don't make changes to your income sources, including decreasing your hours or receiving less in wages or tips that you normally would receive, changing jobs. Those are things that you definitely want to talk about with your lender if you're in the process, just so that you don't, again, do anything that could jeopardize your chance of getting that loan for a home. So things to do, make all your loan and credit payments on time. It's always a win when you do that. It's going to report positive to your credit reporting agency when things are on time, and that always makes you look good. Things to avoid: definitely don't open any new credit cards, loans, or increase any of your limits. In some cases, you want to be careful when it comes down to paying off old collections. Before you do anything, just consult with your lender and make sure that you're not doing anything that's going to jeopardize your chance of getting that loan. And again, your lender will cover all these things with you in much more depth than what I just did. You could actually qualify for something and not realize that you qualify for it. But I think the thing that keeps a lot of people from taking that step and getting pre-approved is their preconceived notion that maybe they just don't think that they would qualify for something. So as a result, they never take that step towards it. And I encourage you to get started. If it's your dream to own a home, it's something that you can definitely get started with. And you'll at least be able to see where you are in that process, if you qualify or not. Now, if you don't qualify, the thing that you can walk away with is the knowledge of what you need to do to be able to qualify. So sometimes it's good just to go ahead and get started. You could be one of those people that qualifies for more than what you realize. It's very common for that to happen with people. There's times when people will shop around and just confer with different lenders until they land on one that they really feel could help them get the job done as far as getting into a home. So once you're pre-approved, at that point you can then begin to start working with a realtor or a real estate agent, and they can start showing you homes that you want to see, things that you have interest in, and maybe it's that dream home. So don't let your fear of what you think about what you qualify for stop you from actually going and getting qualified or pre-approved for a mortgage. The second thing that you'll need to do is, if you've gotten to that point to where you're ready to start working with a real estate agent or a realtor, you'll want to create a list of home needs and wants, and basically take some time to just think deeply about everything that you envision in your home, so that you can determine what's most important to you. From there, you can create a list that basically separates your needs from your wants. And what this is going to do is it's going to help you in the home search process to better nail down housing choices that will best suit you or your family's needs, and it'll contribute to more of a seamless process of finding the home that you want. And it'll also save your agent or realtors some time in terms of just filtering out homes that may not be a match, and they'll be able to more quickly find exactly what you're looking for when you come to the table knowing what your needs are and knowing what your wants are. Also in this part of the process, it's good to also research some neighborhoods and some municipalities, and think about things like how far is this from work, what are the best schools, what's nearby for shopping, what are the crime rates in the area, and what's the trend regarding whether or not homes have appreciated or depreciated in value. These are all good things to think about when you are in the process of buying a home. Moving on to number 3, you'll definitely want to interview some real estate agents. It's important to find and hire an agent or a realtor who's reliable, somebody who is available, when you have questions or when you have concerns or you need to know about certain things. You need someone who is there, that will pick up that phone and stop what they're doing and take time to meet their clients' needs. You'll need to have someone that really understands the market condition. It's important for that professional to know what's going on in the market. Make sure your agent really knows the area as well and has a good feel for the inventory and what's out there. This person should definitely be a skillful negotiator, somebody that you feel has your best interest at heart and at mind, that will go to bat for you to really make sure that you come out as a winner. If you can find somebody that is willing to go the extra mile for you, then you've got a winner for sure. And once you have found an agent that you feel best represents you, it's likely that you'll enter into a buyer's brokerage agreement with the agent's broker, and you'll begin to work together, with that realtor and that agent. And once you find the home that you like, your agent will prepare an offer on your behalf to the seller and the seller's agent. And if that offer is accepted, it'll go to escrow so that the transaction, can eventually be closed and recorded. And at the point where it's recorded, that's when you actually get the keys to your dream home as a buyer, and you can start a whole new chapter of life. So yes, definitely, shop around, make sure you find the best agent, because they're going to, bring a lot of value to you if you find the right one. The fourth thing I want to talk about is just budgeting, for maintenance in case it's needed. Definitely save money as much as you can. If it came down to it that you absolutely fell in love with a home that, might need some minor repairs, are you willing to work on a fixer-upper? Or do you have, some money saved up so that if you had to make any repairs, you could? Sometimes in a real estate transaction, the seller is willing to make repairs for the buyer to make sure the home is suitable for them when they move in. And then there's times where the seller might not be as willing to make those repairs. And in that case, sometimes there are things that the buyer, may have to be prepared to take care of if they want that home when it comes to repairs. And so, it's good that you save up in advance just in case, there's ever any situation where, in the process of buying a home, you find out that there are things that you may have to pay for that may need some repairing. So it's a good thing to keep in mind that and to make sure that you are adequately prepared in case something like that comes up. Now, if you're going to go with a new home and do new construction and build your home from the ground up, you may not necessarily have to worry about making those repairs. But in the event that you do a new home construction and build something from the ground up, it's always good for you to be able to get that inspection, as well. So always, you'll get an inspection, for an older home, but even when it comes to new homes, get your inspections done as well. Sometimes you just never know. There may be things under the surface that you're not aware of that you may want to be aware of before you buy a home. On to the next thing, which is our fifth point here, which is an inspection. Definitely get an inspection done. Again, even if it's a new build, you want to see if there are any flaws in the house or anything existing that would make the property undesirable for you. Your inspector will check for leaks, water damage, and any other, defects that could be known. And, before making the decision to buy any home, you should always be informed of what those defects may be, so that you have at least have an opportunity that if you wanted to try to negotiate that the seller make any type of repairs, you at least know what needs to be repaired so that you can present that in the transaction before you sign the deal. When you start working with an inspector, basically what they do is they go in, they set up a time to do an inspection, and then after they have done an inspection, the inspector will walk through the property with you, and at that time they are basically informing you of everything that they have found, upon their inspection, so that you as a buyer, you go in educated and informed, and you know exactly what's going on and what you're getting yourself into. Number 6, you're definitely going to want to make sure that you understand the homeowners associations. Many residential communities have what's called HOAs, in other words, homeowners associations. And those are structures that are put in place to help maintain clean and cohesive atmospheres in a neighborhood. There's some times where, moving into certain neighborhoods where there's a HOA, it does come with certain obligations. And before you become a buyer, in a neighborhood that makes you part of an HOA, you should definitely know what those obligations are. Now, many condos, co-ops, and even some neighborhoods, have those, and those HOAs are actually made up of member residents. Most HOAs will require all unit owners to pay a monthly maintenance charge, and they might also demand, a special one-time assessment to cover large community expenses. It could be, things like, landscaping in the neighborhood, or making sure the pavement, stays nice, working on the sidewalks or trail. It could be so many different things that goes toward. Now, for condominium owners, HOA fees typically cover the cost of, maintaining the building's common areas, such as lobbies, patios, landscaping, swimming pools, and elevators. And those HOA bylaws will, they'll spell out which responsibilities are the associations and which responsibilities fall on the unit owner. So there's times often too where we're moving into a planned development, it requires you to join an HOA, and membership, binds you to that association's codes, covenants, and restrictions, and otherwise known as CCRs. And basically those CCRs can outline rules about not being able to have, say for example, a purple door. There could be a rule that nobody in the neighborhood can have a purple door, or you may not be able to leave your boat or RV out in front of your property. It all varies just depending on the neighborhood and the association. So definitely make sure that you understand what your obligations are and what your codes, covenants, and restrictions are when it comes to your HOA. Number 7, definitely get homeowners insurance. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. And not just because it protects your home and possessions against damage or theft. Essentially all mortgage companies require borrowers to have insurance coverage for the full or the fair value of a property, and that fair value is normally the purchase price, and they won't make a loan or finance a residential real estate transaction without the buyer showing proof that they have homeowners insurance. And you don't even have to own your home to need insurance. Many landlords, even if you're renting, require their tenants to maintain renter's insurance coverage. But whether it's required or not, it's definitely smart to have this kind of protection. Homeowners insurance policies, generally cover destruction and damage to a resident's interior and exterior, loss of theft or possessions, and also personal liability for harm to others. And definitely in shopping around for a policy, get quotes from at least 5 companies, and definitely check with any insurer that you already work with. Most times, if you have car insurance, with whoever you choose to have car insurance with, you can also get, homeowners insurance in conjunction with that car insurance policy. And because you have a car insurance policy already, you might get a discount, on some type of home insurance or renter's insurance. So just check around, make sure that you're educated when it comes to that part of the process as well. And number 8, this part of the process is the close of escrow. And that's basically close of escrow means that a real estate transaction has been completed. The sale is final, recorded for public record. And once that's done, this is when you are handed the keys to your beautiful new home, and you can start that new chapter of life, walking your dream of being a homeowner. So I hope that you found this information to be very helpful. I love to provide value through content and would love to continue to provide you with great value. So if you could do me a favor, please go and smash that like button, and also subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified when new videos come out. We're going to have some great things coming up, and you'll definitely want to make sure that you're aware of when they come out. So please do me a favor and subscribe. And again, thank you so much for your time. I wish you all the best, and if you need anything, feel free to reach out. You can send me an email. I'll put my email address in the description, and there's also some other helpful links there if you want to follow me on other social channels. Those links are also in the description. So again, thank you for your time. I wish you the best in your journey, and let's get it. Life in real estate.